Aloha everyone. Today I am recommending why you should play Endless Voyage. This is the new event running for a total of 3 weeks, and I have to tell you, it is one of the most fun event, PvE event out there. However, there are actually two modes, which is the regular mode that you can play, anyone can start with, and then there's also what we call a max big gamble, which is what I called hard mode, and it is completely different in the difficulty, and I can call it right now. So those who already finished or working on hard mode, they understand what I'm talking about. But for any player though, even if you're level 15 or 40 or 50, you can still do this mode. It does make it easier if you have built heroes, because you'll be able to sync two different heroes. But let's go take a quick look at how some of the basics of this specific mode first. So let's take a look at the regular mode. So I was able to finish it, but what I do want to explain is how the flow of this sort of work. So in the very beginning, you'll be able to choose heroes, and this time instead of 8, you actually only have up to 6 heroes that you can build, you can choose from, that you can use, you can use with. And there are normally three RNG heroes that you'll be able to pick, but I always recommend at least one tank, one healer, and the other 4 doesn't matter. Of course, it can be DPS or mix of both. However, this mode is fun is because you'll be able to choose your different skills. You can have different what we call tactics, and then in addition to that, you also have these super squad skills that you can use, which is the key to winning a lot of this. Okay. Now for this specific in the beginning is that you will be able to do like I said, 2-star sync. So if you have 6-star heroes, as you pick and choose your heroes, you'll be able to actually sync them to 6 stars right away from the very beginning. Okay, so that's one thing to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind is that as you pick up different skills, you'll be able to give them to your different characters, like these, right? You have a lot of different choices that you can have. Like my Kruger have a lot of different choices. What a lot of people may not know is you can actually do what you call forget. By forgetting them, you will put them back into the pool. Okay, you don't lose your skills. Okay, so you can mix and match. And so I made a mistake somewhere. I think one of them where I gave like an attack base, like it tells you, right, physical damage based on a magic user. I think it happened somewhere. Oh, here. No, this is magic damage. I did something and then I had to fix it. So let's just say, for example, I accidentally gave a physical damage and gave it to my Light of Genesis, right, which is an intel base. I can easily forget it and it goes back into the pool. So this is something that not everyone may be aware of, and you can switch around too, right? So a nice thing about this is Liana, her intel is kind of crappy, but if I want to make my Light of Genesis a healer, I can actually forget all of these and give her like this and this and this, and I'll be able to make her a healer. So that's the wonderful thing about this mode. You can switch and swap around different combinations and make them incredibly strong. Okay, I know that's a lot of information, so I'm gonna stop there. Then as you unlock your different stars, you also be able to add what you call talents. Okay, or tactics, excuse me. So tactics is great because in these tactics there are different ones that are substitute of what we call enchants, basic stat increases, Like see, like clock is one of a different enchant. You can also actually have talent. So this is a Bernhardt talent, but I was able to give it to one of my characters. So there's a lot of different opportunities to make certain overpower what we call combinations. But the problem is that not everyone is able. You're not gonna get everything perfect. So it's kind of random. Like this is a juggler talent, and if I give juggler talent to Ledin, oh my god, he have his own. Plus, if I give him, instead of giving Raging Thunder and I give him that, I can make him be as juggler. As I take damage, I can heal everybody. So there's a lot of options on what you could do. I'm gonna pause here as well, let you intake all of that information. So you can not only swap your skills, you can have different combinations of tactics. Like this one here allows my Ledin to revive twice because I give Shibaraku's talent to him. So naturally Ledin doesn't have a revive, but now he does. So a lot of different fun combination. Like Full Moon is an enchant, but a lot of the enchants and even talents or whatnot, it's buffed up. So like Full Moon doesn't give you 30 normally, but this one does, and it's HP below 50. So obviously for this specific event at level 4, they are much better than their regular version. And like you even have these passive where magic range is increased by 40%, and that's how you make your character super strong, right? Is that you stack some of these, right? You stack your intel, or you have this one which is exclusive to this event, like this ace here where it grants you to act again. So there's so many different possibilities on how to make your team super strong. Like I give Kruger and like AoE, and you have this specific talent called Bloodbath, which increase your AoE range by 2 and skill by 10%. So with with the Thunder Zone, which is a 3 rings, it becomes 5 rings, literally the whole map. So there's so many different combinations you can try. Okay, I'm gonna stop there as well. One thing to keep in mind between easy mode and hard mode is that easy mode AoE is a bit more effective because they hit really hard. The enemy is not as strong. So my recommendation is for clearing the regular map. You might want to build 2 heroes that have strong AoE skills as well as AoE tactics. However, when you're facing bosses, ultimately single target is the way to go, and that's why I have those specifically, and like these 2 are single target. I have him as AoE. For hard mode, the enemies are much stronger, so AoE damage doesn't do much. What's more important for hard mode is the debuffs. So let me show you what I mean. So this is obviously the easy mode, but for the hard mode, my AoE is actually very different. I use Earthquake and I use Black Hole instead. I'm using these skills for the last boss. So because you can interchange different skills, it's always recommended to swap them around, and depending what stage you're on, you use the right appropriate skills as well as tactics. So these for Lana, I use completely different tactics for getting up to the boss. Once I get to the boss, I swap it up. Okay, well, we're gonna talk about hard mode a little bit later. And for the regular mode, you also will be able to get different equipment, but the soldiers are nice because they're already maxed out. The techs are already done. Do not take this lightly. Depending on who you're fighting, swapping the soldiers can make it literally night and day. So look at the different soldiers available to you. Like Lana, for example, I don't have Lana on this one, but I don't have Dark Alchemist built on my regular account, but because this is in this mode, you still get the max benefit from this mode. So I highly recommend, depending on which character you're using, look at the different soldiers that you have available to you and use it accordingly. Okay, so soldiers, talent, I'm not talent, your skills, your tactics, those are all different combinations that you can improve your characters. Now, one more is new to this season 2, at least what I want to consider season 2 for. This is the second time that we are able to play this mode, is these squad tactics. There's 3. I think up until from 1 to 5 this is open, 6 to 10 this is open, and then the last 11 to 15 these are available. And these are super important because depending on which types of heroes you use, you get a buff, right? And you can choose between what they are. So if you have a lot of, and this is important, so like my regular mode, I have 3 mages, and that's what I did. So I picked the Operation Mage, and I went with the 3. So when you have 3 or more mages, you get 25% stats. That's huge. If you get 4 or more, you can get 37, which is make you insanely strong. So when you're picking and choosing your heroes, it's always good to try to get at least 2 or 3 heroes that are the same class. And remember, you can freely change your class here. You can go holy, or you can go here. So something to keep in mind. Same thing with Leaden. Option would be go with holy, or if I have a lot of sword heroes, I can change him to sword and do it that way, because the stat increase with this buff is huge. 2 to 3 is minimum you want to have within your synergy with your team. The second one, there are different ones, but I find that this Operation Awakening is the most useful. The reason why is, as you get later in the stages, and I just found this out myself, it's actually very easy to get 8 buffs or more, and you increase your stats by 50%. That is like insanely high. Okay, you can get like attack or intel like 2500 easy if you start stacking your buffs. So that is something you want to consider as well. I was only using this, but I didn't realize that when I was looking at how many buffs I was getting, I actually should be able to use this instead. Okay, and I think for certain bosses, especially like stage 15, for example, which some people are stuck on, or even stage 10, having the right squad skill is going to make it night and day, super easy or super hard. And then I think for this one, you can either go with Void or Deter. I haven't found this to be super useful, but if you use a lot of AoEs, Void is the way to go. And even if you just use 2 AoEs, you can get them 2 stacks, and then you'll be able to reduce their stats. So this one is depending. If you have a lot of heroes that can crit, this will be good because you can stun them, or you want to debuff them. Deter or Void would be the way to go. But the key part to this is the first part, but most importantly, this one here, Operation Awakening. Yep. Oh, actually, if you don't want to use this, you can actually remove this. So you can remove the Deter, and you can have more than one. So you can have Operation Awakening and Infantry, for example, instead. So this will give you a lot of stats permanently. Okay, so we're gonna remove this. You can do it here. I'll explain to you a little trick for 15, the big boss, in a little bit. Okay, so squad skill is what is gonna make you insanely strong. I'm telling this, insanely strong. You can do some crazy AOE single target by having this right combination. Now, as far as for easy mode, it's you can go crazy. It's easy. You can have different combinations. You can go to town. You can have incredibly strong heroes. You feel like you can just jump in there and destroy anything you want with a snap of your finger. That's the way it is designed. Have fun. And that's also the reason why the rewards are decent, right? If you look at the rewards from 1 to 15 on easy mode, it is pretty nice. You'll be able to get some of your items. You can get a stone, you can get some ore, and you can get anarchy items, which is always welcome. And then you get a voucher. So not too bad. Nothing special, but not too bad for the regular easy mode. Once you clear 15, you get everything. And then in order to get into the hard mode, or what we call max big gamble, you can either spend crystal to get in, or you can get it by finishing this level 85 challenge. Okay, if you finish the level 85 challenge, you'll get a ticket to enter max big gamble for free. So you can get into this hard mode for free if you finish the challenges. That's the other thing. Once you get to the challenge, this is where the good stuff is at. So even start from stage 1, you get nice gold, you get scroll packs are nice. So you see, you get all of the more rare items here. Once you see Wheel of Fate, 3 here and 6 here, so a total of 9. That's very nice. And then look at that, 5 gift pack, 5 gift pack. You get 2 of these, 2 of these. You get dragon vouchers, and you get 5 trinity vouchers. So quite good, and skin vouchers. So quite good. If you can finish it, the hard mode is where the actual real rewards are. But it is called it is hard mode, and they do tell you it's a highly challenging mode. Okay. So I'm gonna stop here. Easy mode, hard mode. You actually have to build your team correctly. RNG is a bitch. I'm gonna tell you right now, I spent way too much crystals on getting it. But let me explain one more mechanic which a lot of people have questions about. Is this revive and reset, and how does it work? On easy mode, okay, for every what I called a map, for every one map, you have 3 revivals available. So when you're going through the map, and if you die, you can revive your team 3 times per map. Okay, so if this is 14, you can die 3 times and you can revive 3 times. Even if you're and revival is your whole team. So if you have 3 people or your whole team dies, the revival will revive your entire team. When you're on the very last boss, and if you have everyone died, it's okay, as long as you beat it. Once you go to the next map, your revival will reset and you get all your revivals back. So for easy mode, it's 3 revivals per map. Okay, so they made it easy for you. For reset, it's a little bit different. You have current tier, you have 9 chances to reset your current tier, and you can reset to previous tiers 8 chances. For I can't remember, it was 8 or 9 for easy. I think I haven't reset. I don't remember, but anyways, you can reset 8 or 9 times on the easy mode. So it's very easy to get the team you want and just start having fun. You can be a little creative in what you do and the combination you want. I mean, if you want, you can even make Miller your tank, and then pick other heroes to support him because his talent is good. So depending on, and you can, like I said, you can mix and match talents, and it's crazy fun. Have a blast. Okay, easy mode should be easy. You will love it. Now, problem is when you get to hard mode. Okay, Hard mode is not generous at all, and it's a bitch. Okay. For revival, you actually only get 1 per map. Instead of 3, you get 1. Okay. And for reset, you get 2 total. Okay. Total of 2 reset for current tier. And you have 1. Right now it's infinite because I purchased it with crystal, but only 1 reset. Okay, that's all you get, 2 and 1. And that's why, you know, Zlong is trolling you, because in order for you to get more, there's this thing called max secret stash. Okay, you have to spend crystals in order to get to get more revives, reset the current stage, or reset it back to the very beginning. Okay, as you can, and I believe it's 3. If you spend 3 of these, which is 200 crystal each, and if you spend 3, they becomes permanent. For the revives is 10, and I did spend 8, so if I spend 2 more, then it will become permanent, and same with this. So this I haven't bought at all, which is 5. It's 3, 5, and 10. Okay, and that's why you do see on the leadership board that I spent crystals. This is what I'm talking about. Max Big Gamble versus wait, hold on. Oh, why does it say 0 crystal costs? It's definitely not 0. I definitely spent. That's weird. Is that, I spent like 700-800, but I reset it to 0. Did something happen? Did I just cheat? Is that how people are getting zeros on the ranking? Let me look again. Big Gamble. Yeah, it's showing 0. Earlier it was showing, I swear, at the beginning of my video, and I gotta look back, it was showing 800 or something like that. So okay, so these people were showing 0, they must have probably did the same thing I did, because I don't think it's possible to do this bowl with only spending 0. Yeah, I don't think it's possible. I don't know what I did. I cheated and I reset this to 0. So it's a bug. I don't know how it happened, but I'm just letting you know now, it is definitely not 0. I did spend crystals, okay? I gotta be honest. But anyways, once you spend enough crystals, then you'll be able to get it here. It also tells you, right, after purchasing a certain amount, the corresponding feature will be made permanent, and you can do it as much as time as you want. Now for the reset, it's very interesting, is because you can, before stage 10, you only can reset back to tier 1. Reset to tier 1. But once you pass tier 10, you can actually reset back to tier 11 and go from there. Because going back to tier 1 means that you might not be able to keep your heroes. But if you want to build your team a little bit differently, starting from tier 11, it is possible. So that's kind of nice. Or you can reset it back to 0. But it would be a pain. Alright, that's a lot of information, I know. I'm going to pause here. Let me recollect my thoughts. So the for hard mode, the regular maps and the regular tier 1 to 4, 6 to 9 and whatnot, it's pretty easy. The difficult part is the bosses, which comes in map 5, 10, and 15. Now, I'm not going to do any in-depth guide with this because this is already way too long for a simple recommendation video. For 5, I remember that the trick is to have as many heroes that you have in the same squad as possible, and definitely use, if you have buff, maybe this might be better to give you more stats, because you will be lacking in gears, skills, and tactics available for you at stage 5. It was challenging, but basically the trick is to attack both down to about 10% and finishing them off. I tried to kill one off and try to kill the other one. It was just impossible. I tried. I probably spent about 5 to 8 hours on that map. That was our most challenging one. The other trick is that I learned for stage 5 is that on odd turns, their shield or their 7 stacks of buff resets. So the shield where limits on how much damage they take resets. So odd stage is when you start attacking and reducing their stacks of shield, and the even turns is when you want to give them hit them hard, stay on one, focus on one, and get them low as possible, give them as much wound as possible, and hit them with your hardest hitter on the last hit. Okay, so odd turns is when you start, even turns is when you do big damage, and you go back and forth. So stage 5. Stage 10, which a lot of people are stuck on, is a little bit trickier, and it's very difficult if you do not have a couple parts. So these people who are stuck on 10 here, as you can see, a lot of people are stuck on 5. 5 is the challenging one, but once you get past 5, still a good number of people start stuck on 10. And 10, the trick to 10 is that there, as you're hitting the boss, there's going to be these ads, and you don't want to kill the ads off. You want them to kind of hit you, especially with the AoE, so you can remove some of the charm stacks. But it is possible to cheese that one on by using the correct positioning and having the correct gears and skills. And I think, again, the most important part is to having the right squad, these skills to make you strong enough so that you be able to do it. I'll see if I can do a more in-depth guide, but that's basically it. If you can get 3 or 4, holy characters or mage characters, or whether it is infantry or lancer, it would be highly beneficial to winning that for stage 10. Stage 15 is actually a lot easier for the fact that by then your team will be fully built. You have a lot more skills and these tactics and equipment to work with. Actually, let me show you how bad RNG can be. On my hard mode, if you look at my equipment, I have no armor. I finished all of it with 0 armor on my healer and 0 armor on my main hardest hitting DPS. So it is possible to get screwed up by RNG and not getting gears at all. It's sad. So something to keep in mind is that RNG is a big factor, but it is possible to get a strong team. But the trick to level 15 is these. The last boss is you want a high movement. So any type way you get like these breeze here, I get better movement. I have boots on juggler. If you have the right skills, you want to get cheer or the Estelle 3C, the enduring hope, to get everybody increased mobility. I believe Letitia skill, you can improve or sprint skill to increase everybody in mobility. Because the trick is once you have 3 random people have that debuff charm, you do want to be able to remove them by moving at least 8 spaces within 2 turns. So some character which only have 3 movements, you definitely need some help with movement buffs. Okay, any type of act again, so like Light of Genesis, I got her act of the Blood Frenzy that allows you to act again. Is not only will you be able to attack a lot more on the boss, but allows you to move and get rid of the stun. Oh, and I gotta share this one here, the ship, not this one here. This is the, which character is this? Mario 3C. Give your Mario 3C to any physical attacker and you have a permanent, again repeat, permanent mobility +3. So my Leon have a permanent 8 moves and it's just crazy. And on the last map, I learned this from my guildmate. Basically, on the last map, I didn't realize, but it is actually movement type. Everybody get a free movement type of water aquatic. So technically, you can use this here. Oh no, this one here. Effect 1, give everybody movement aquatic, because everyone will have that, and you have a permanent 25% for the entire fight. That is huge. Okay, and then for the other buff you definitely need is Operation Awakening, and because water buff comes as 1, and you have all these other like cheer or any other buff that you have, the secret is to use effect 8 buffs or more. You will get 8 buffs or even 6 one of these, and you have an increase of 36 to 50% in stat. That is going to help you win. So you will be able to. I didn't realize this, and I was only using this one here. But if I was using this, my attack or intel would have been over 2,000, and you'd be able to kill one shot those ads very easily. And it's gonna be easy mode, I'm telling you. The 15 is way easier than 5. 5 and 10 is where the gatekeep is. 15 is way easier if you use this here. So secret is Operations Awakening. Use effect 3 or 4. I think 4 should be okay if you have the right buffs. Make sure everybody Operation Aquatic, use it here. You don't have to use 1, 2, and 1 from each box. You can mix and match. And then for me, because I have a lot of holy, I use this one here. To use 3 or more, you get 25%. So it's insanely easy for 15 if you use these 2 right here. Okay, not deter. So remove this. If you use Aquatic Movement, Operations Awakening, and then whatever classes you have, 15 becomes easy mode. That's it. I think for this particular video, I'm gonna stop here. Good luck. Definitely worth the crystals to get the rewards. And if you don't want to try hard mode, play easy mode. It's just so fun. I can't say enough. So yeah, that's really it for this particular video. Good luck, enjoy. I will provide more information if people are kind of curious on how, if they're still kind of stuck on hard mode. But I think with those recommendations I gave a little earlier, especially for 15, it's gonna be easy mode. Okay, take care. Enjoy. You actually have another 2.5 weeks. Next week is gonna be hopefully the new guild event comes in, and also Apex is coming up, so I'm gonna be busy doing videos on those. So have fun, good luck, and and of course, last 2 things. Our guild the next week, if the guild event starts, you definitely want to be in strong guild. We do have 6 spots open, so if you are in these specific servers, so let's look. If you're in Dark Cave, Cellular Lake, or Mirror Ports, you're welcome to join our guild. If you watch YouTube, you probably know Air as well. Air is also in our guild, and we have a number of strong PvP as well as PvE players, in our guild, and we have we're very confident that we'll be able to do our event. And as you can see, we are already fully hashed out, and we have our squads designated. Looking forward to playing with everyone. Okay, so send me a tell, leave a comment if you're interested in joining us if you're in those servers. 6 spots left. Keep in mind that if you don't join a guild by the time the new guild event starts, you will lose out on 6 weeks of incredible rewards. So join us if you're interested. And I think, what was the second thing that I was gonna say? I can't remember now. That's what happens when you're doing video 3:30 in the morning, right? I better go back to sleep. Okay, I guess that's really it, at least for now. Thank you again for joining me. If you like my content, remember to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. And then also hit the little bell icon so that you can get notification when new videos comes out. Okay, take care and aloha.